What's up, y'all? So, watch me attempt this trendy miracle knot style. Now, let me say this. This isn't my first time trying this style. But it is the first time that I'm doing with this types of hair. And this type of hair is actually so much more convenient. So this is me plaiting my hair. These are the plaits. One of them was sticking up because I slept on it. So I am installing the hair the day after. I do have a lot of hair, as y'all can see. So it kind of took me a while to do the plaits. And by the time I finished the plaits, I really just did not feel like crocheting anything. So that's the crochet needle. I got a ponytail holder to hold my other braids out of the way. Disregard the background, y'all, because it is very windy. Also, hit those likes, y'all. Hit those subscribes. So that's my clip. I always have a clip. You always need some type of hair clips to keep your hair and stuff out of the way. And the hair, y'all, is tricky because the packs look different now than when I purchased, but I will link the hair in the description box that I got. Now, the price is a lot higher because I bought this hair a long time ago before the miracle knots were so called trendy now. But what I love about it is the hair is threaded. So you can latch your hair at the hair at the threaded part, and it's not really hard to do. Like I said, I've done this style before, but with human hair, and it wasn't as easy to secure the hair because we didn't have that thread part in the middle. But now there is like a thready piece in the middle that is actually, see, that's the hair. Also, I used less than 200 strands. So when I bought the hair, it came in two packs of 50 in one pack. So I ended up getting 2 packs of hair, which was a total of 200 strands. And I didn't even use all of the hair. I probably used 150 strands, maybe 160 or 170 strands. I still had some hair left over from the fourth set of 50. But I didn't really want a super full look. And as you can see, my hair is really long. So if you have a lot of hair, you can get away with less strands, especially if the hair is really curly. And that's the hair that I ended up getting. So here you can kind of see me making faces and stuff because this was a pain getting off these twisty ties and stuff like that. This was kind of a pain getting off. So yeah, I ended up stopping it. Then when I got it off, I could show you, what the hair looks like and everything like that. It was a little bit tangled up too, the thready part. So you have to be kind of careful with that thread part. However, it is super convenient when crocheting. So here I'm just kind of separating the strands, and I separated several of them before I actually got started. But I love the hair, you know. See here? See how I'm showing you the strands in between the actual hair? That face is because it's tangled, y'all. Like, I was trying to untangle the strands because they did get a little bit tangled up and it was kind of a pain to separate. So once I got it separated, it was all good. Okay, so it's coming up where I actually showed like the size of the package. There it is. Briefly, I show like the size of the package. Um, and two of those come in one pack, two strands, two packages of 50 in each package. That's how it was when I ordered it. Okay, so I don't know if that's like that now. So here I'm getting ready to get started. I have separated just a couple of braids in the back, and as you see how it's thread in the middle and it's hair on the ends of the thread. And it's actually very, very easy to crochet in like this. This style is very easy. Now, maybe a little bit time consuming if your plaits are smaller, or if you have like thick hair or a lot of hair, it might be a little bit more time consuming for you. But it's a very simple style. Like it isn't hard at all. So I feel like if you know how to braid, you and crochet, you can do this style. If you're like me, you don't really do knotless braids well with added hair. Not on my own hair. This style is actually very, very good for that. So here I'm just showing you that my ends are very curly, and some parts of my hair is a lot more fine than others. So whenever you are crocheting these in, especially on the end of your braid, you want to make sure your braid is secure, because you don't want the crochet to slip out, which can happen. I think when I had these in for a while. I probably kept them in for like 6 weeks, and they lasted just fine, but I did have one slip out from the back. Also, I'm only doing 2 crochet pieces in the back to start, and then I went back and did some extra crochets in the back. But I really just wanted to see how it was going to look, because I didn't want it to be too full, but I knew it was inevitable because I have a lot of braids, a lot of hair, a big head. So I knew it was going to be inevitable for it to be super full. But just make sure your ends are secure, and when you are crocheting it in, make sure that it's not, no slippage is possible. Okay, so here is I'm seeing some progress, and I'm loving it. I'm like, okay, it's turning out kind of cute. And here we are again, an update. So I was really just chugging along with the crochet part. But also, y'all, when you're crocheting these in, please make sure you're just looping them under and you're not tying it. I wish I had got a close up of how I was crocheting it in. I don't think I got a close up of how I was doing it, but you may be able to see how I'm crocheting it. But when you loop the hair in, you want to take you want to take both pieces of the hair with it through the loop. You don't want to tie it like you're tying a shoelace, because it will knot on your hair, because it is thread, and you don't want the thread to knot on your hair. Even though it is called miracle knots, you do not want to tie this hair like a knot, because it will tear your hair out. And this is what I'm seeing a lot of people doing. Now, I don't see if you can see how I have, and I'm looping both pieces in through that. I'm not tying it. I'm looping both pieces through. Yes. Okay. So you can see, I wish I had got a closer, example of that. But that was before I saw other people's videos and saw that people's hair, they were tearing their hair out. And that is because they're not properly looping it through. They're tying it through. And you shouldn't be tying this hair on your hair. where I'm showing y'all that it gets tangled, y'all. The threading part is kind of a pain to detangle, but once it's untangled, it's cool. So here is where I show you the top part. I am doing 3 strands per braid on the top, and I did 2 strands per braid in the back because like I told you, I didn't want it too full, but of course it's gonna be full anyways. But it came out really, really cute. So this is where I'm showing you, so far I've used 3 packs, and this was the 4th pack that I was starting on, and I didn't use all of that hair for that pack, and it was still, as you can see, y'all, this is only quote unquote 2.5 packs of the hair. So now I'm just using half of the second half of the second pack here, and that's how full it is, y'all. And I didn't really use a whole lot of hair, and I believe this is the deep wave, but I will link it in the description box which hair that I use. But we're getting down to the wire here. So we're getting down to the wire. We're finishing this up. And I did record this in real time. Although there are some parts that were sped up, I recorded majority of this style on camera. The only times I really paused it is if I was detangling the thread. So I feel like that might be the only hang up that you have with this particular style, but it's a very easy, simple style. Even if you're not really good at doing hair, I think like braiding your hair down. See, I'm showing you here, I have 3 strands per braid at the top, and that may have made it more full, but I was happy with the overall look. And from my understanding is these can be reused. So that's why I didn't cut at it or anything like that. And I wore it mostly up because, it is a lot of hair. So If you enjoyed this, y'all, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm just playing with my hair right now. Yeah, showing you where my braid was kind of sticking out and stuff there. But when it's down, it's no problem. As you can see, there's a lot going on. So hit the like, y'all, hit the subscribe. Let me know if you'll try this style in the comments. Peace out.